We're in Punta Abreojos. This place is magical, it's beautiful, and the people, I cannot tell you how friendly people are. You walk up to the beach, all the fishermen are coming back. Hey, can I buy a fish? They'll pretty much say no, just grab one. This is almost right in the middle of Baja. The fishing here is unbelievable. I'm gonna get to go fishing out in the open ocean, looking for big grouper. And then I get to go to the estuary, to Campo Rene. The Corvina fishing there is really, really good, so I'm really looking forward to do that. Right there. This time, I'm taking you to Punta Abreojos, and you better get ready, because I'm gonna take you for a ride. My name is Carlos Cham. I was born in La Paz. My grandfather was Chinese, my grandmother Mexican, which makes me 3/4 Mexican and a little bit of quarter Chinese. We're going hunting, fishing. Now I got something to cook, and diving. I'm so sorry, I know you were taking a nap. And with the help of my friends, I'm going to gather the best ingredients.
Put a little dragon's breath in.
And share an amazing meal with you. Bon appetit. That's going to blow you away. So come on, let's go. Buenos días. Está bonito el día. This is our captain, Guillermo Romero. He's gonna take us fishing. We're in Abreojos. I'm real excited today. It's a little overcast, but the ocean is helping us. It's nice and calm, and I think today is gonna be a great day for fishing. Where would you ever thought you needed a tractor to go fishing? Only in Mexico. I love the tractor. The tractor is just awesome. That's right, I'm going fishing for the big grouper. I'm very excited. This type of fishing is awesome. This is a little bit bigger reel. This is something I always advise. Get rid of some of your line if you haven't fished for a while, and do your nuts again. One of the most important things about fishing. Gotta make sure you take a very good nut. I'm using a little bit of saliva to make it slide through. This type of fishing line, as you can see, is fluorescent. We use it when we deep sea fishing for marlin and tuna and wahoo. That way, when we're trolling, we can see the line where it's at. And off we go. Same thing. We're gonna take that probably another 60 feet back there. ¿Cuánto tiene de profundidad aquí? 35. So I talked to Guillermo, and Guillermo says it's about 35. Okay, it's grouper time. I was talking to Captain Rafael Lopez. This co-op right here is a beautiful example here in Mexico of how they've done such a good job of taking care of the sea, taking care of all the fish that they have here. It's just very nice to see that they've been teaching their second and third generation about taking care of their fish, taking care of the abalone, and sticking to their quote so that their children can have a future. This is one of the most delicious things that come out of the sea. Uno por uno, Verede. Uno por uno. Gracias. They got 3 divers on the water right now, and this is about 60 feet deep here, and the water is about 60 degrees as well. Pretty cold. The divers down below, they use this bag. They fill up the bag. He's taking all the abalone out of the bag and measuring it, making sure it's a legal size abalone. You're gonna measure from one bottom to the top bottom. It's gonna be 5 inches. That's the legal size cut here in Mexico. So this is a legal abalone. It's a very, very beautiful animal. The abalone is a family of the snail, and he pretty much just lives up against a rock like this, and slowly he works his way. And he walks around the reef just like this, and he's feeding in the algae. So I wanted to show you This is the intestine. When I pop it out of the shell, you're gonna see all the algae lives inside the stomach. One of the things that I also learned in Japan, they take the stomach and they make soup out of it. My mouth is already watering. I wanna chop this thing and eat it. Enséñale la bolsa, pariente. I'm here in Punta Abreojos, and these are the guys who are diving for the abalone. So I want to show you how to prepare them here on the boat. I got this in Japan. This is for removing scallops. Get on one side and just go like this. That pretty much separates it. It's very, very simple. This right here is the stomach. I'm gonna cut it. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the shell. And you can see that's where the muscle was. Look at that. Beautiful colors. This part right here is the filament. It's really tough and really crunchy. Going around in a circle, you can remove all of that filament. This is a Japanese technique. So this is the center of the abalone, the muscle. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more. I wanna cut this sashimi style as thin as I can. I'm gonna start by cutting it in the center, and then I'm just gonna do really thin cuts, thin as I can. Man, al natural. Man, if you were eating this in Japan, it will cost you probably $300 for the whole animal. I'm just gonna cut this very, very, very thin. Mix it a little bit of soy sauce, my favorite Mexican hot sauce. That's lemon juice. I'm getting very ready for this. Okay, there we go. This is why I live in Mexico. So simple. A little lime juice, a little hot sauce, onions, soy, that was it. So we've been fishing for a little while right now. It's still really overcast, so I'm thinking I want to change one of these lures. I want to use this. This is Magnum 30. This Rapala right here is just a lot brighter. We're gonna put this in the water and hopefully this change the game. That's the sound we're looking for. And we're good to go. It's fishing, not catching, so we must wait. Look at the tension. I probably got like 35 pounds of pressure on these reels right now. As soon as the grouper comes out of the hole and grabs our Rapala and tries to run back into the hole, I want to be able to stop it, and we'll keep driving the boat to get it out of the holes where she lives or he lives. So we're just gonna stay and go in circles, go around and around and around till we get bit.
Perfecto, Monte. Necesito un pescado grande. Para mi panza.
Maybe I need to do my little fish dance. We're fishing on top of big boulders, a lot of structure. Usually the groupers hang out around it, and usually the bait stays right on top of the rock structures, and that's where we're going around and around. So we're gonna go ahead and move to another spot and hopefully get better luck. I'm ready for action. I am home. The fishing, it was amazing. I got to catch this beautiful grouper that was close to 100 pounds. This right here is a big chunk of the grouper, and I'm just gonna cut it and take pieces like this. I sent this fish to the restaurant. When I was up there, the guys were very generous to say, Carlos, we got a truck going to La Paz, and we can send that fish all the way to La Paz for you. And then all I had to do is call a couple of my workers from the restaurant, and they went and picked it up. I'm gonna go ahead and put that to a side. I have some flour here. I'm just gonna do little cubes, and this will probably cook about 3-4 minutes in really hot oil, 325, 350. And this fish, it gets mixed on the stir fry at the very end. So this, it's done. Now I wanna show you the abalone. I had to bring it in the can because I was coming all the way from Punta Abreojos. My favorite thing to eat. I know I'm explaining, but I had to try it. I'm gonna use some onion, a little bit of celery. I'm gonna cook for 6 of my employees and my girlfriend, Brianda. My house and my restaurant are 20 feet apart, so this is kind of like my little thank you and enjoying one of the favorite things that I love to eat. Oh, one thing I wanna do, I wanna turn on my wok right now, so by the time I'm done, that's gonna be really nice and hot. I have a piece of ginger, and I'm gonna mix it with some of the garlic that I already peeled and chopped. I guess I'm gonna add a carrot, really thin like this. This adds a lot of color, and the natural sweetness from the carrot's very nice. I have two different kinds of mushrooms. I have some shiitakes. Shiitakes are really meaty, and it reminds me of when I was a little kid. My dad taught my mother how to cook. We always had a lot of Chinese food growing up, and these are baby portobellos that I got in the market. I found two beautiful kinds of zucchinis, local from here, from Pescadero. And if you see, I turned a little bit, and then I cut. And then I turned a quarter to turn, and that's all I'm doing. That's the perfect size for a stir-fried. This one is a little bit bigger. If you notice, I'm following the same method, but from cutting it in halfway. These vegetables, I'm gonna put them in a different bowl. Now I'm gonna add some bell peppers, well. I'm giving them a rough chopped, and I'm leaving the seeds. Get these vegetables with zucchini, abalone, and mushrooms. Those will come at the end. We're trolling around some rocks. It's only 30, 40 feet deep here. Okay, we're gonna drop the iron over there. We're using a different technique. We always fish with iron or yo-yo. Call it yo-yo because of the up and down. You know, when you throw the yo-yo, you will do the same motion. Because we're using a depth sounder, I know exactly what the bottom looks like, and we'll fish right on top of the structure. Once I hit the bottom, I give it a couple of cranks, and then I start yo-yoing it. And as soon as I feel a thunk, I try to keep the line tight. Oh, I just had a hit. There it is, guys. There it is. Okay, we got one little calico cold water fish. You have this in California as well. And make a pretty tasty sashimi. Right, little buddy? Oh, yes, you are good looking. Because it's our first fish, we're gonna go ahead and put him back. Thank you, little calico friend. There he goes. Let's get another one. We're in Abreojos. We caught our first calico, our first fish. You know, we're looking for a big grouper, so. Oh, there it is. Oh. Oh, that's his little cousin. So we're picking up a bunch of small fish. And this guy, we'll go ahead and release him too. A little too small for the sashimi plate. Well, I was thinking about growing my mustache. What do you guys think? Yeah? Should I go for that look? It's another beautiful day here at Campo Rene, fishing at the estuaries. So awesome to be back fishing the mangroves. And fishing to me, it's about being close to nature and hopefully catching something to eat. Corvina. There's a channel that runs through here, and the fish seem to be sitting right in the edge of the channel. And what I've been doing now, it seems to work, is reeling it really slow, very close to the bottom. And they're right in the edge of the channel, right there. Yep, this is what I'm looking for, but a lot bigger. This little corvina right here probably make fantastic bait outside. Right, little guy? Where's your cousin, the big fella? I've been here before in the months of September and October, and the fishing is a lot better. The water is warmer. I talked to a couple of the local fishermen. They said the fishing is still pretty good. And that was yesterday. Oh, there's a bigger one. Oh, no, still pretty small. Sure like to take you over there to go fishing for grouper. You're like the perfect size bait for them. Like, go get bigger. I'm gonna change to a different lure. Hopefully this bigger lure, this works pretty good. And patience, my friends. Lots of patience. If you don't have patience, don't try fishing. The only thing we need to add to this equation is fish. These are just small. There he goes. Sorry, buddy. Hopefully doesn't get a bad headache. Well, this time I wasn't too lucky. That's no problem, because I'm gonna go visit my friend Mauro, and they're gonna show us some interesting things about the oysters that they cultivate in here.
My name is Mauro. I've been here for 8 years. This is Luis and Roberto, hardworking people over here.
So I'm over here with my friend Mauro, and they're doing some agriculture for the oyster. It needs a lot of oxygen, so that's why they use these shallow areas here inside the mangroves. The water rushes in high tide into the estuary, so all the food rushes in, and that's when the oyster feeds, and then the water goes back out. The smaller the oyster, the smaller diameter of the bag. The seeds, they come here from a lab, very, very, very tiny. As the oyster starts growing, they change into the same size bag, but in a much bigger diameter, so they get more nutrients, more food coming into it. Check it out. We pulled out some of these oysters. This oyster right here is 7 months old, and this one is already to eat. So we came into a different side. This is a different style. They got the idea from some of the farming up in Australia. They keep it, they help it afloat with a couple of buoys here. And this is in a rounder bag. This is a month old. It has growing faster and also has a thicker density. So 2 more weeks, they're gonna do some tests to see what's the difference growing it this way and doing it the other way. So we got 3 different kinds of oysters. We're gonna go back to their packing house. The colder the water, the bigger the oyster gets. When the water gets really warm, it's not good for the oyster. The oil's already hot. It's at 350. See this? I think I wanna put the grouper. So I'm gonna dump this one by one in here. Leave the fish in there at least 2 to 3 minutes. You don't wanna start handling because they'll break apart. With the vegetables, 4 things I'm gonna use on these. Some oil, some sake, oyster sauce, and sriracha. I'm gonna add all those vegetables together, and I'm gonna stir fry them in here. I coated the bowl. How much oil? Whatever you want. I use about 1/4 cup in there. One of the most important things, that wok has to be really, really hot. We got the stir fry here. After you sear your vegetables, you wanna add a little bit of sake, some sriracha, I like it spicy, and oyster sauce. Ginger and garlic, stir-fried. Stirred and fried. Mushrooms, some zucchini, and the abalone. Remember I told you that this is nice and salty? We're gonna add a little by little of this juice and taste it, because I don't want it to be too salty. Grouper's looking good. See the grouper now, it's getting nice and beautiful color. You'll see the fish start floating on the surface when it's completely done. That's usually a really good way to tell. And now, the start of the show, the abalone. The oyster sauce works as a thickening agent, but if you want to make the consistency a little bit thicker, take a little bit of water and add a little bit of that flour or cornstarch. So we'll mix that, and this can be your thickening agent. I'm gonna add some of this right on the bottom, so as soon as the cornstarch starts cooking, you'll see right in front of your eyes how it starts thickening up. And it definitely works as a better presentation for the dish. Man, that looks beautiful. Well, we've been hitting the little calicos and sand bass, but we're looking for the big grouper, getting the wrong species. Okay, we got one, boys. A little one. Where's the big one? Where's your friend, Mr. Little Sand Bass? Huh? Where? Down there? I am looking for him. You tell him, okay? Okay, you go tell him.
Necesita pescado grande. Para sashimi style.
Puta madre. I'm running out of line. Enreda esa, güey. Okay, this is a nice size grouper. I'm gonna have to put a little pressure on it. Come on, keep rolling. It's nice and heavy. I hope it didn't go on the rocks. Well, guys, we are in Abreojos, capital of the grouper. Finally, we got one to bite. Very excited about this. Guillermo's helping me a lot with the boat. He's doing a great job. Really nice size fish. Just a waiting game. We should be able to see the fish really soon. So Mauro was very kind to explain to me the different size of the oyster. This is a 7-incher. They're small. These would be mediums. These are 7.5, 8 inches. And this, anything that is above 9 inches, they're large. So when they do this sorting out, according to what their buyer wants, they can put them back into the bags and wait for another month if they only want to get the big ones. Once they get sorted out, they get rebagged again by 10 dozens each. That's way they know exactly how many dozens. They open them up, check them out to see for any dead ones, try them out for quality control. And once that happens, they get ready to be sold. So I'm gonna have to try a few and make sure they're okay. This one looks perfect. I love oysters. Oh my God. That's why I love my job. This grouper is gonna be real close because I can see the leader. Man, it's heavy. Ooh, it's a pretty nice sized fish, man. Don't want to lose it. Leader's right there. Well, the leader's touched the rod. In fishing tournaments, that's a legal caught. We should be able to see the fish really soon. There it is. I see that grouper. Nice. 40-pound fish, maybe 50.
Yeah, baby! That is grouper right there!
Gracias, Guillermo. Unbelievable. This is what we call garropa. Yeah, look at that. Abreojos produces big fish. This one we're gonna keep. Finding that big old monster right there, that was good enough for me, and that should feed me and the whole rest of my crew. Big grouper. But I'm out here, and I'm in Abreojos, so I think I want to catch another one, and if I do, I'm gonna go ahead and release it. One of the things that I always recommend, you gotta bleed the fish. Bleeding the fish, it just does amazing things for the quality of your fish. Lift up the gill plate. There you go. So now the fish's heart is gonna start pumping all the blood, and that makes the quality of the fish a lot better. It broke. Yeah, it broke the reel. It broke the clutch. You won't be able to stop it. And the fish is right here. I never seen this before. This grouper broke the reel. Look, the mechanism inside that locks the reel. It broke. Still got the fish though, so pretty lucky. Nice size little grouper. There we go. Look, broken reel. I'm gonna have to send this one back to Shimano. There it is, the fish that broke the reel. I would have let this one go if it didn't broke my reel. But now I'm gonna share this one with all my friends back in Punta Abreojos. That big giant grouper, man. That was incredible. This is done. I'm gonna go ahead and plate it. I think my employees are gonna be so happy. Here we go. So I'm gonna put some of that grouper on this bowl. Look at the grouper. Look at how white and flaky this fish is. You're probably asking yourself, he never put any salt, he never put any pepper on that. It doesn't need it. Black and white sesame seeds. It makes it look really pretty. I can't wait to share these. All the guys that work here with me in the restaurant, they're like a family to me. So let's go enjoy. Perfecto. Perfecto, por favor, sírvanse. So I had an amazing trip going to Punta Abreojos. It was a great adventure. But now I want to sit back. I want to enjoy my beautiful meal. So until next time, my name is Carlos Cham. Thank you for watching Carlitos Cooking Adventures.